purpose of this contingency plan is to coordinate this action, to reduce the risk of life and damage to property by providing the local agencies and the public with information and advice, so that they can respond to potential storm surge, coastal flooding, and rain-induced landslide emergencies.
Further, this contingency plan is intended for all public official and DRMC members that will play a role in warning, mitigation, preparedness, and emergency response when an impending hazard threatens the municipality.
What is contingency plan? Is a plan device for an outcome or also known as plan B. So, meaning, contingency plan is a roadmap created by management to help an organization respond to an event that may or may not happen in the future.
It is also help organization recover from disaster, manage risk, avoid negative publicity, and handle employee injuries.
Currently, here in our country, we have experienced a natural disaster. Number one of it is the typhoon. That is why a contingency plan is need to be learned by the people, especially in times of typhoon. So what is typhoon? It is a giant rotating storm that brings wind, heavy rain, and destruction. So a typhoon is a tropical cyclone with winds faster than 74 miles per hour, and it causes major flooding through the intense rainfall and storm surges. Their effects range from structural damage to trees, watercraft, and buildings to both immediate and long-term impacts on human life and livelihood.
The following are tips on what to do before typhoons. First, a family must invest in a durable typhoon-proof house. A durable typhoon-proof house has a four-side slope roofs that can endure strong winds and rainfalls. Strong house foundations and the house built is made up of durable materials like concrete and steel. Second, first aid kits. Having a first aid kit during typhoons is necessary in case of medical emergencies. First aid kits usually consist of the following materials: bandages of all size, disinfectants, sterile gauze pads, tweezers, dressings, medicines, cold compress, non-latex gloves, and blankets. Third, store no-cook foods. Foods that are ready to eat or foods that don't require thorough cooking. These types of foods include canned goods, instant noodles, and even snacks. Fourth, emergency lights. Make it to a point to prepare flashlights, batteries, candles, and matches, and place these materials in an easy-to-reach and dry place in our home to provide emergency light immediately.
Pack some emergency clothes. Aside from shirts and pants, OPT clothing pieces that will protect you from cold weather such as thick jackets, sweaters, and socks. Never forget to stock undergarments. Boots and raincoats are also a must. Avoid jeans, it can be heavy when it's wet. Store all your emergency clothing items in waterproof container. Number 6. Be updated about the latest weather reports. Get updates about weather forecast on your TV. There are also comprehensive weather forecasting mobile apps available to update you about the future weather on to go. Know when possible storms will be occurring in your area so you can prepare beforehand. Number 7. Store an adequate supply of clean water. One of the basic requirements for survival. Water is needed by human bodies as much as needs food. Obviously, all the physical preparation made will be go if you are deprived of this necessity. Keeping your body hydrated is especially difficult when clean water is very limited due to typhoon events, so set aside a supply.
What to do during typhoon? Number one is, don't panic. So dapat, we still remain calm and stay inside in our house or the evacuation center. Number two is, stay inside. During typhoon, dapat mag-stay lagap kita haaton panimalay or ha evacuation center, kay di pa kita maaram kung kalmado na it bagyo, ngan bangin amo pait maghatag haaton hin kadelikaduhan. Number 3, watch the light, candle, and lamps. So, kailangan tagyap kita nit mga nagpakadagkot na suga or kandila kung may daman, kay bangin amo pait magkos hinsunog. Number 4 is, turn off the main power switch. Make sure that we turn off the main switch for utilities like water and electricity. Number 5, store appliances and belonging high ground. Do keep your electric powered and appliances items stored in high areas and refrain from using them during typhoon. Number 6, don't go through floodwaters. As much as possible, never walk through the floodwaters, aside from the fact that floodwaters contain serious disease-causing bacteria. You never know what's in the bottom of floods. The worst thing that can happen is stumbling through a manhole or injuring yourself with sharp objects.
Avoid the river. River is one of the sources of floods during typhoons, so it's just logical to get away from it. Beware of electrocutions. Even if all the power in your area has already shut down, stay vigilant about possible electrocutions. If you are going outside and the floods are raging, never ever try crossing the streets or elevating yourself on electric posts and wires. Find other safer, elevated grounds other than these places.
What to do after typhoon? First, check your loved ones. See to it that your loved ones are okay. Give first aid procedures to the people who sustain injuries. If unfortunately events happen such as missing family, immediately report to authorities so that they can help you find him or her. Second, boil water for 20 minutes before drinking. If there's absolutely no clean drinking water available around the area, get the soil-free, clearest water possible and purify the water by boiling it for 20 minutes before consuming. Boiling water kills all the harmful bacteria in water, making it safe for drinking.
Don't enter your destroyed house until it's safe, especially if it's just partially destroyed. The house or establishment presents a danger of falling debris, so be aware of it. Make sure that everything is safe before you enter the place. Mas maikakabuti kasi na hindi muna tayo pumasok sa ating mga sirang bahay kasi may posibilidad na mahulugan tayo ng mga mabibigat na bagay katulad ng hollow blocks or mga kahoy. So, mas makakabuti kung doon muna tayo sa evacuation center manatili. Dry the possible mosquito breeding grounds. Mosquitoes multiply in wet environment. To avoid the dangers of dengue during post-typhoon, make sure to empty all the containers filled with water during the typhoon to avoid mosquitoes can breed.
In conclusion of our topic, a contingency plan is a partial process of disaster preparedness training. We learned that it is extremely useful during disaster, especially when it comes to typhoon that our country is prone. Having a contingency plan, we can identify potential problems. We will be able to take action to prevent them from happening. A plan will also give clear instructions on what to do if an incident does take place.
Also, the purpose of any contingency plan is to allow an organization to return to its daily operations as quickly as possible after an unforeseen event. The contingency plan protects resources, minimizes customer inconvenience, and identifies key staff, assigning specific responsibilities in the context of the recovery.